just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Yippee-ki-yay! Old Henry, released in 2001 and is directed by Patsy Pacioli, who's also behind such films like Greedy People and Motor City. And this film is starring Tim Blake Nelson, Scott Hayes, Gavin Lewis, Trace Atkins, and Stephen Dorff. Knew it! I knew that dude looked familiar. God! And the reason why we're talking about Old Henry today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big contributor and supporter of this channel, David Klimoff. Thank you very much for the recommendation of this film that I've definitely never heard of before. I would say I'm not the biggest Western fan, but ever since starting this channel, I've definitely come around to it, because I've been recommended films by you and other subscribers out there of other Western films that have just blown my mind of how great they are. So I wouldn't say I'm a Western fan, but I definitely respect Westerns now, especially after this film. I think this film is quite excellent. So thank you very much, David, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like David and help support me, contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with David here. A man who has been shot and on the brink of death has stumbled onto the property of one farmer who's stuck in his old ways called Old Henry. And once Henry finds him bleeding out in the field, he brings him into his home and tries to nurse him back to health. But Old Henry is a very intelligent Western person that when he finds a body with a bullet hole, there's probably someone on horseback with a gun close behind. And eventually those evil dudes come a-knocking looking for the cadaver, and Old Henry has to make the choice of either giving up the cadaver to them or hiding him in secret and defending his property. So in terms of Western storytelling, this is pretty standard stuff. You're on my property, and I have a gun. That means I have the right to shoot you because you're on my property, and I don't like you. You think I'm making fun of Westerns back in the 1800s, but you could probably take that sentence and use that for today in 2025. Sure, kids get shot out in school all the time, or politicians get assassinated in broad daylight and in public, but damn it, it's my right to have a gun. Don't take my guns away, you're taking my guns. Do you hear how stupid that sounds when you say it out loud? No? Okay, we're not going to change any gun policies in this country to make it harder for people to get guns. We're not going to do any of that. Awesome. Great. This is America. But now that I'm off my political soapbox, I can talk about this movie. And it's a slow-paced film. It's a simple film. It takes its time. We have lingering, establishing shots of this property. We hear stories about how there is new technology that would make farming so much faster, so much more efficient. You know, Dad, why don't you do this? But Henry is stuck in his old ways, and he doesn't want to make waves because I'm not going to spoil it here, but he definitely has a backstory and a secret that, if got out, would just uproot and destroy his entire life. But he's just someone who just wants to be left alone and to find that little corner of this planet, of this earth, for him to live out the rest of his days and to have seemingly a peaceful life. Though that kid of his makes it fucking difficult. He's constantly challenging him. He's constantly angry because he's old enough to go away and to make his own living, but his dad won't let him. He won't even let him fire a gun, and all the other kids in town have fired guns, and guns are cool, and give me my guns, I have rights. There I go again. But it all makes sense in the end of this film why Henry doesn't let him do that, or like he doesn't want him to do it, or prevents him from doing it as long as he possibly can. Tim Blake Nelson, he is fantastic at playing a Southerner. He has a great Southern accent. This isn't the only film that he does it in. Off the top of my head, he's in that Watchmen series on HBO Max. He also has that Southern accent. It's fantastic. You listen to it and you go, you know, at first I don't understand it. I can't comprehend what he's saying, but he's also an actor. He's also a performer. So, like, you can't understand it, but you can understand it. You know exactly what he's saying. And his physicality, he gives himself a lazy eye on the right side. I'm not sure why, probably of old wounds that Again, I'm not going to spoil where they come from, but I love that physicality of always having his eye just drooping down and resting down almost the entire time. And Stephen Dwarf, his whole company, he's a great character too. If this was a spaghetti western that came out in the 50s or the 60s, I feel like we would have had just a simple story here of a sheriff trying to hunt down this man. But there are way more levels to this seemingly what looks like a sheriff character than meets the eye. And all the things that the cadaver is speaking to Henry. You as an audience member, and Henry as well, they're trying to make sense of, you know, who do I believe? Who do I trust? Do I trust that person out there all in black with that sheriff's badge? I mean, it looks like he's part of the law, but then here's this guy who seemingly looks like a bank robber, but he's also telling me that they can't be trusted and that he's the one to be trusted. And it's kind of freaky, and I like it. It kept me guessing, and then when we get to the action sequences, it doesn't let you down. These guys are badasses. This is weird for me to say it, but I wanted this Western to continue going. Like, usually I wouldn't say that about a Western film. Usually like an hour and a half, that's the standard length, but I wanted this film to keep going. I wanted more story. Hell, I wanted flashbacks that we never get, by the way. I feel like a lesser script would have lent this film to allow it to have a flashback of some kind, to spoon feed everything to you, the audience, but it doesn't do that. It puts a lot of respect and a lot of faith behind the audience to comprehend, oh, okay, I just see a newspaper article and that's all the context that I need to realize who this person is. It's a well-crafted film. The cinematography here is beautiful. All of the shots of the landscape and how they use the landscape to tell the story and frame the story when these actors are on screen. It's just a beautiful film. I'm going to give Old Henry 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, if you've seen Old Henry, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.